Hello, everybody, and welcome to our podcast, Welcome to Livingston, where we invite local businesses, people, and organizations in to talk about what they are giving to our community. My name is Don Putkela.
And I'm Angela Putkela, and we're with the Putkela Group Real Estate Professionals. As realtors and brokerage owners, we bring valuable insight into the local market and community every week.
Thanks for listening, and welcome to Livingston. Hello, and welcome everybody to another episode of the Welcome to Livingston podcast, where we invite local businesses on to tell us all the things they're doing in the community. My name is Don Putkela.
And I'm Angela Putkela, and we're with the Putkela Group Real Estate Professionals.
Yes, and we are super excited about today's episode. But before we get started, I want to take a moment to give a shout out to our sponsor. So today's episode of the Welcome to Livingston podcast is brought to you by our valued sponsor, Jim Paquette with Lake Michigan Credit Union. He is a trusted mortgage lender who has lived and worked in our community for many years. Jim Paquette is dedicated to helping our neighbors achieve their home ownership dreams and is proud to support the local businesses that make our area special. And I'm just so excited to have a great local business on with us today.
Yes, absolutely. Welcome.
Thank you.
I don't know if people out there have heard of Lash Levity, but they really need to, right? So Chelsea Root and Daphne Richardson, welcome.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
I'm really excited.
You have a wonderful business that I myself have even used. So we'll get into that so much. But who wants to field what is Lash Levity and what do you guys do?
Well, we specialize in lash extensions. It's like what we do. Live, eat, breathe, sleep it. We love it, love it. So we do a couple other services as well, some brow services. We do lash lift and tints, but we primarily focus largely on lash extensions themselves. So
excellent. And how long have you guys been out there?
So we've started Lash Levity in, was that 2022 or 2023, Daphne?
It was in 2022,
Okay.
February of 2022.
Yes, February of 2022. But we've been lashing. I've been lashing for almost 11 years, I think it is now. And Daphne is...
I think I'm going on 7.
Great.
7 years lashing.
Yeah. Yeah, we've been... This has been really cool, having our own business. It's a new adventure for us, but it's been a lot easier than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, don't tell anybody.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah.
And so what's the most popular service of the different lash services you do?
Lash extensions themselves are definitely like the most popular service we have there, but I would say probably volume lashes are probably more popular than a classic set or a hybrid set of lashes.
So what's the difference between those?
So with a classic set of lash extensions, you're going to get one extension applied to each one of your natural lashes. A volume set is where we put a fan made out of very, very lightweight lashes, and one fan gets applied to each one of your natural lashes. So you get a much like fuller look. You can make them look really, really dense and beautiful and thick, almost like a eyeliner, or you can do them fluffy and light and wispy and kind of more of like a fluttery little butterfly. It really just depends on what the client wants.
Very popular right now is wet sets, and that's done using a volume technique. They're also called, what's the new name that they've come out with? Chelsea and I have been lashing
remember.
for so long. They keep coming out with new names for these lash styles that we've been doing for years and years and years.
Yeah.
But then it'll get trendy on TikTok, and somebody will come in and say, I want anime lashes. And I'm like, girl, you want spikes.
Yeah.
But so they keep changing the names on us. But these wet set lashes are really, really in right now. And that's done using a volume technique.
Yeah. So with a wet set, you're going to get, I guess we would call it probably like a closed fan. So you're going to pull a couple of lashes and you're not going to fan them. And what happens is they kind of like sit next to each other, real close together, and you get a thicker lash, if you will.
Yeah.
And at the tip, it kind of like, that's a technical word. It's at the tip. And
It gives it, instead of it being a hard spike at the tip, it gives it a softened effect at the tip of the lash. Generally, when you're speaking in terms of beauty, especially with somebody who's not a teenager, everything should be soft. You never want hard lines in your makeup. You don't want hard lines in your lashes. You don't want that hardened look. You want something that gives a soft, like feminine, beautiful look. And so hard lines, like those hard spikes that you'd see in like an anime set, can look very harsh on your face unless you're going for that kind of dramatic, intense look. Right. So that's what Chelsea means when she says,
Yeah. That's why we do so good together. Daphne explains.
She can translate.
She can translate. Yeah.
She speaks Chelsea.
She does. It's great.
Well, I'm sure that TikTok and all of that. We have a 13-year-old daughter.
Yeah.
So like she's always doing things with makeup and everything else, and like what she sees on TikTok and on her socials and everything make a huge impact over all of that. So I'm sure staying up to date with what the lingo is of what you've done for years, but they're calling something different now.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We have a fantastic young team member that we hired last year. She's been with us just a hair over a year now. Her name's Naomi, and she's 26. She just turned 26, and she's fantastic.
She's so great.
But she keeps us really, really on trend with those things.
Yeah.
Chelsea and I are in our 30s, and so we can tend to act like millennials, and she definitely brings us into that next generation.
Yeah, she does.
And helps
She's a
us keep
delight.
things current. So we really, really appreciate her. She's fantastic.
She is definitely integral to our ability to like stay current.
Yeah. Well, and I like that because then the services you provide appeal both to people that are young and people that, like me, a little middle-aged, because I had Naomi do my service. I had actually the brow lamination, which we'll get to in a few minutes here. But she's just so fantastic and personable, and you guys are so friendly, and that it's just really remarkable. And it's nice to go in, and it feels kind of like a whole salon setting, and to be able to look more beautiful. You walk out, and it just is such a great feeling. But I like that you guys run the gamut, because some places someone my age might feel a little out of place and kind of like, ooh, this is for somebody really young. But like, no, I felt so comfortable and at ease.
Oh, I'm so glad to hear that.
Me too. Yeah. That was really our goal when we opened Lash Levity, was we wanted a just really welcoming and positive space where everybody could feel supported and welcomed. We're a great place to have the worst day of your life.
Absolutely.
You'll come in there and be supported and loved on. I have lots and lots of clients who are like, you're cheaper than therapy. Let's go. They lay down on my bed and they're like, listen, I've got some tea for you. So it's really kind of actually great, because you can lay down, get your lashes done, open your eyes, and be beautiful, and also unload all of your emotional baggage while you're laying there.
And we're here for it. I'm down. You talk whatever you need to talk to me about. I will listen. I will lend a listening ear. If you want advice, I got advice for you. Might be a little sassier than you anticipated, but we'll give it to you. But there's a lot more to be said for beauty services than just getting your hair done or getting your lashes done or getting your nails done. It really is so impactful in some people's lives. I recently got a bouquet of flowers sent to the salon with this little card, and it made me like cry my little eyes out. I can't even, because I'll cry. She's had a really rough couple years, and it was really nice to like hear her basically say that like these appointments have made such a huge difference in her life, because they make her feel so much better about herself. And she used to be around people who like support her and are her hype girl and things like that. She doesn't get that like elsewhere in her life. And so it can be quite impactful, to have a service done by someone that you feel comfortable with. And it was pretty cool. It's a pretty cool job to have.
It is really cool. We have some really, really cool, meaningful, long-standing relationships with these clients. I have clients who walked through parts of mine and my husband's infertility journey with us, and then now they're seeing us with 2 kids, and they're just like, I've had multiple clients in the last year since our daughter was born say, I can't even believe it. I remember when you didn't even have one. Yeah. And these women just become part of our lives.
They really do.
We love them, each one of them individually. Which that's not even about lashes, but it's part of why we love what we do.
Yeah. Well,
absolutely.
And to me, that's what small businesses are. Like, just the community and that personal connection is just so huge,
It really is. That's really what makes like small businesses so cool. Is because it's not just like even the places downtown, stores and things like that. Like you get to know these people.
Yeah.
It's really cool. They lead really cool lives.
So neat. And to me, and I think, Don, for guys, you probably think we go to the hair salon or we go for lashes just so we can look beautiful, but there's so much more to it than that. And I think when you finish, because of just that good feeling in your soul, and looking nice, it just really does so much with confidence and it like exudes. And I think that's not necessarily something guys like. Obviously, you go and you get your hair cut.
We only get our hair cut, yeah.
But
there's guys
deeper,
that do. I don't do the barbershop, but there's guys that do the barbershop, and they get a lot of that out of that with the conversations and such. I've not talk about hair. I've had the same hairdresser for like over 20 years now.
Yeah.
So like I've been going to her for like 3 or 4 years, and then she turned the chair around. She's like, okay, I've been cutting your hair the way you want it to be cut. We're done with that.
Yeah, we're doing it my way.
We're doing it my way now.
Yeah,
that's
awesome.
So we all love her, and she is so fantastic. And he'll drive, half an hour just to go to her, and all your sons go to her too and stuff. But it's like when you make that personal connection.
Yeah.
I really feel like that's what the things are about.
It is.
Yeah. We've had clients that we've done that too. I'm like, I know that you think you want a cat eye. I know you do, and a cat eye is great. And you can't have it anymore because it doesn't work on you. And I know you think it does, but I'm changing your look. And then they get up and they're like, you were so right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, it's that trust, and you two are the experts, right? So
we like to think so.
Yeah.
After this long, I guess we are, but
yeah. I mean, that's what is. I think there's a statistic: 10,000 hours. If you have 10,000 hours doing any given thing, then you really are an master in your craft. Yeah.
Excellent. Well, then I guess we are.
Very good. So let's talk more about brow lamination and stuff too, because that's something else that you do. That in terms of my eyebrows, as I've been getting older, I haven't really cared for it as much because those gray hairs were popping up there. Like my hair's all right, but the brows. And so I came in Naomi's, the one that helped, and she was just so fantastic.
She's great, isn't she?
And then even just in terms of the setting, like you guys have such a wonderful office. It's really bright and lots of windows, and it's a very calming kind of atmosphere and stuff too.
I love that. Love to hear it.
But so she went through and did everything, and they came out just so wonderful that I feel like I have like younger eyebrows now.
Yeah, fantastic.
Like,
do you want to walk through the process really quick of like
how it works?
A bullet point brow lamination?
So basically brow lamination, what it's going to do is it's going to straighten your brow hair out, and then they get like brushed into position, and then another solution goes on and it gets fixed there. And then they get tinted to like the shape that your brows are, or the one that you want. And then we go through and we wax whatever is left over. And what it does essentially is it makes your brows appear to be fuller, and like more neat and tidy and where they're supposed to be, if you will.
It should eliminate your need for brow gel and penciling.
Yeah.
It's essentially
Yeah.
So streamlining your morning process.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is like, who's not in love with streamlining their morning?
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
To make things easier
Yes.
and to feel good about how it
Yes.
looks,
Yeah.
It's so great.
It's so nice to get up and like not have to do all that stuff. Like you can just wash your face, brush your teeth, put your deodorant on, and head out the door. You don't have to worry about your brows being where they're supposed to be or your lashes where they're supposed to be because they're already there and done for you.
That's my favorite part about lashes. I have 2 kids and a husband and a dog, and I'm like, I need to get up in the morning and just be able to go. I don't have time for mascara and lash curling and all of those things that like
brow pencil and all that. Yeah.
I'm not doing it. You can't make me.
Yeah. But then that way you can still feel confident in how you look and that you look good. And
Yes.
Yep.
makes a difference. And I know you mentioned, especially when we first started talking about the brows, that for some women, they say, oh, I don't really have any brows left. I can't imagine that you could do anything.
Yeah. So oftentimes as we age, our hormones and things like that affect the way that our hair grows. It affects the color of our hair and things like that. So as we age, we start to notice that like our tails start to disappear, or we start getting these like crazy, I like to call them Wizard of Oz eyebrows. You get those like crazy hairs that are super, super long and curly, and they're like longer than all the rest of them and things like that. Or then you have like the gray hairs. And the cool, super miraculous thing about even just a tint on your eyebrows and a wax is that all of a sudden now you have these brows that you didn't know you had before, but they were there. You just didn't know they were there because you couldn't see them because they're so crazy, thinning, light colored, things like that. So and really what do they say? Like your eyes are the windows to your soul. That like part right there, your eyes and your brows, it makes such a huge difference on like how you look. You look more awake and like more aware.
I agree. I think that if you adjust the lashes or the brows, it's going to be the number one thing that changes your appearance to the world. That's the first thing that people are looking at when they look at your face is they see your eyes and they see your brows. And so if you've got lashes on, then your eyes are looking open and bright and awake. You don't look like you only got 3 hours of sleep last night, which is oftentimes the truth. And then you got those brows that are just framing and shaping your already gorgeous eyes. And you just look more presentable to the world. You look more bright and awake. It's not even about looking overdone or like overly polished. It's really just about enhancing the beauty that's already there. We're not really in the business of changing people's whole looks or making them look super fake. The majority of our clients really do like a natural look. They're like, just enhance what I have.
I love that. That's awesome.
So it's another part of the reason that I really love what we do, because we're not really out there trying to tell people that they don't look good enough. I'm like, you're gorgeous. Let's open those eyes up so that everybody can see how beautiful and blue they are. Because they're already there. Let's just frame them out, you know?
Yeah.
Right.
People think of lashes, and I think sometimes they think of like, fake or overdone. And I don't see that with our clients. It's just not what it's about.
It's really not. It's about feeling good about yourself.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's super easy to lay down on our bed for just an hour. And it's instant gratification is what it is, really. Like you get up off that bed and you're like, dang, I look good. You know? It's a big deal.
Right. You're adding a lot of self-confidence to people.
Absolutely.
You know, they feel better about themselves, and then they portray themselves different to the world because they feel good.
Yeah, they're confident in like themselves, and that really makes a big.
More than once, I've had somebody get up off my bed, and their response to seeing themselves in the mirror is like tears. Like, I look so, like, I really feel beautiful. I look so beautiful. Thank you so much. I'm like, okay, but don't cry because you got to keep them dry for 24 hours. Okay. So I'm going to need you to reel that in.
Yeah.
But I agree, you look beautiful.
Yeah.
Tamp it down.
Reel it in.
But it happens actually, like more
Pretty
often than
often.
you think. Is the response to really seeing themselves with lashes is like to get emotional.
Yeah. To see yourself how like other people see you. Oh, stop it.
Yeah. And I'll tell you, after I got mine done, I forgot to remind my daughter that we were doing it, that I was doing it today. She knew in general I was getting it done, but so I get home and she just stopped what she was doing. She stared at me. She goes, "Mom, you look great." And I'm like,
I love
she's 13.
that.
I don't get that. Like ever.
Oh, that's so sweet. Did she know like? Could she like pick out what it was, or was it like
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's
that's
like,
fun.
"Oh my gosh." She's like, "So today was when you were getting that done?
That's
Because
so
it looks
fun.
really good." I'm here like, "Wow." Meanwhile, our teenage son, I'm
I
like,
had no idea.
yeah,
Oh, bless him.
And I was like, later on, I'm like, "So, honey, like, do you notice anything different?" He's like, "No."
Should I?
What's it like? Okay. I love you, sweetheart. We're good.
I love that.
I had a similar experience. My son is 3, and when I was on maternity leave, I didn't have lashes because I wasn't going into the salon. And when I went back to work and got lashes on, I came home and he was like, looking at me. He's like, "You look different." I think he actually said, "You look funny." I think it's what he told me.
that's right. He did say that.
And I was
didn't
like,
he?
"I look funny?" He was like, "Yeah." And then later at dinner, because I kind of just let it go. It's like, I'm not going to shame him for that. It does look different.
Yeah.
And then later at dinner, he's looking across the dinner table at me and he goes, "You look really pretty, Mama. Your eyes are pretty."
Oh.
Like he recognized that it was my eyes that were different, but at first he didn't recognize it. He's only 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love
And
it.
so I'm like, if the 3-year-old knows that it makes me look prettier, then I'm doing it.
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely. That's like the confirmation that you needed.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. To keep going with something. Yeah.
So for any of our listeners that haven't had their eyelashes done, what advice would you give them, or like what would you?
There's, my biggest thing when somebody is like looking for a lash artist, whether they've had them before or not, is that you really want to make sure that you're going to somebody who's licensed. It's a big deal. It's a big, big deal. We have seen some really, 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 really horrible applications that they can be avoided if you just did a little bit of research and made sure that you're going to somebody who is licensed.
Right.
Absolutely. In lashes, you get what you pay for.
Yes.
Don't respond to that. As tempting as it is, do not respond to that Facebook post where somebody says they'll give you a full set for $50.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
We've removed one of those sets.
It took me 5 hours.
5 hours.
Never in my, I've been doing lashes for 11 years now. That was the most, I'm traumatized. It was horrible. She had been to the hospital. She had called like 5 other salons or more in the area to remove them. And everyone was like, we're not touching that. And I was like, well, you can come in. I can't promise that I can get rid of them, but like I will do my very, very best. And I do not know what that person used on her lashes, but it was the most time consuming, which I'm happy to do. But it was like she was in pain the whole time. Like every time, you know, she was a trooper. We got almost all of them off. She had to come back like 2 weeks later to get like one little piece taken off. But I mean, she's traumatized for life. She'll never get her dang lashes done ever again.
And it was completely avoidable. This girl that did it was not licensed and she was not certified. She just looked it up on YouTube and was like, hey, I think I'm going to do lashes.
Wow. That's scary.
Yeah,
It's
we are
scary.
professionals. We are highly, highly, highly trained professionals.
Yeah.
So make sure that if you're looking for a lash salon, I mean, obviously I would recommend us
Yes.
above anybody else. But if you're not in the area and you are looking for a lash salon, they should absolutely have a license hanging on their wall. They should have certifications hanging on their wall. And they should have photographs of lashes that they've done previously that they can show you.
Yep.
And they should not look like Google stock photos.
Yes.
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 Oh, good
That's
point.
the biggest
Yeah.
thing. Yeah. There's lots of other things too. I think, you know, definitely go into it with an open mind, right? Like not everybody's lashes are different. So what I put on Daphne's lashes, I could put on you, but they're going to look totally different on you because your eye is structured differently than Daphne's eye is. So, you know, you can bring a photo of inspiration, something like that, but like just be aware that it's not going to look exactly the same on you.
Lashes are totally customizable. Your only limitations are your own eye shape and your natural lashes. So if you have very fine, thin natural lashes, we have to protect the integrity of those natural lashes. And so we're limited by that. We can't put a huge, heavy extension on a fine, thin lash because we could damage your natural lashes. And our primary goal is to protect the integrity of your natural lash. We don't want to do damage. It can be permanent. You know, if repeatedly you're getting too heavy of lashes on your natural lash, it will eventually break them and you'll have permanent damage. So that's our primary goal in the beginning. So having an open mind and knowing that your expectations might need to come down a little based on what your natural eye and lash can handle. That's important, but lashes are totally customizable.
Yeah.
And it's one of the things that's complicated about lashes, and it's one of the things that's fantastic about lashes is we can look at your face and say, oh, we really want to lift here, or we want to, you know, accentuate over here. And we can totally customize a set of lashes to suit specifically you. And nobody else is going to get lashes that look like that because they're Angela's lashes.
Yep.
Those are the best lashes to suit Angela's beautiful face. Yeah. And then they're just yours.
Yeah.
No lashes get put on somebody else that exactly matches that lash map because it's specifically designed for you. Yeah. And I think that's the difference between a lash tech and a lash artist.
I would agree. Yeah.
Chelsea and I tease each other that we lash with our soul.
Yeah.
So when you're taught like lashing, they talk about lash maps, and it's a very structured, technical teaching tool that they use. And Chelsea and I don't use them anymore. Yeah. Because we like feel it. There's been often times where Chelsea and I will discuss or write out a lash map for somebody, and then we get halfway through and it totally changes because you can just see it taking shape, and it's not taking shape the right way. What you thought it was going to turn out like is not how it's turning out, and so then you just
adjust accordingly.
You change in the moment, and again, that's the difference between a lash tech and a lash artist. Yeah. It really is an art form.
It really is. Wow. Yeah. All beauty services, I think, really, truly actually are. You have to really know your craft and know like what this lash, if I put it here, like that's going to drag that person's outer corner down. It's going to give them that like puppy dog. Like, you know, not everybody, right? But like how Daphne was saying, like sometimes you put something somewhere and you're like, that is not a vibe. that is not going to do what we need it to do.
Yeah.
You just adjust accordingly. And I really think, like a lash tech, they're just going to slap that stuff on and call it a day.
Yeah.
You know?
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if someone's coming in and getting lashes done, how long are those good for? Like I have no clue.
We recommend you maintain your lashes every 2 to 3 weeks. So just like when you go and you get your nails done, you go and get them backfilled if you have acrylics or gel. It's kind of the same concept. Lashes grow and shed naturally. So you're naturally going to shed out your own natural lashes, and the extension will come off with it. And so then obviously that extension that has shed out will need replaced with the new lash that grows in.
Gotcha.
Yep. So some people are like unicorns and can go more like 3 weeks, but you really don't know until like that first fill. So we recommend your first fill to be 2 weeks. And then from there, we can kind of gauge how fast your lashes grow. Are you taking care of them properly? Are you having a hard time with them? Do you love them? Do you hate them? What do you like? Do you like the lashes over here? Are they too long there? Tell me all about it. Yeah.
Because then you could kind of like shift it to be like, hey, actually, if we try to do a little bit more this today, then.
Yes. And I mean, people will come into like who've been getting the same lashes for 10 years. And one day they're like, I'm bored. I need something different. And, you get to kind of adjust accordingly. And that's part of what's so fun about lashes, too, is that they don't have to be the exact same every single time. You can change them pretty much every time.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's actually really fun. What we see most commonly is people will come in and say, I want a really, really natural classic look. And so we'll get classic lashes on them. They're beautiful. They'll wear them that way for 6 months. And then they're like, can you make me more lashy?
Yeah.
Yes, I can. And so then as they get more bold and more brave, and get used to the look of themselves with lashes, they tend to want more. And then that's how we end up doing more volume lashes than classic lashes.
Yeah.
It's almost like classic lashes are the, introductory drug.
Yeah. They're the gateway drug.
Yes.
They totally are. They really are.
And then inevitably most people end up with volume lashes.
Or like a hybrid set somewhere around there. I really don't get a lot of, I have one person that does a hybrid set nowadays, and it's so fun. I love doing them. They're so fun. I love a wispy set. I'm more of a natural girly. And that's the cool thing, too, about lashes. Everybody has a different technique. So, like, Daphne's lashes, they do tend to be the same every time you come in because she just is a rule follower.
If you are a client who wants consistency, you want to come in and lay down on my bed and you don't have to say a word to me and you just know your lashes are going to look exactly the same every single time, and that's just your vibe is consistency, I'm your girl. If you want to get lashed by Chelsea's mood that day, she's your girl. And she comes out with the most beautiful lash sets, but a lot of her clients are don't want to deal with me because they're like, listen, this is exactly how they looked last time. I'm like, yeah, I know. That's my vibe. That's my goal.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, Chelsea's my girl. So definitely I'm the more technical side of things and the more structured. I do the numbers. Chelsea does the artsy fartsy stuff. She manages all of our social media. I do all the back end books and stuff. And that comes out in our lashing too. That part of our personality comes out in our lashing because I am very structured. I'm like, you want it the same every time? I'm your girl.
Yeah.
I've got this.
I'm a fly by the seat of my pantser. And also because lashes grow and shed, I can't put a long lash where there was a long lash last time because now your natural lash is short and I can't put that same exact length on it because it would potentially be too heavy. So I tend to definitely be a little more
Whimsical.
Roll with
whimsical. Yeah, roll with it.
There's times that I lay down on Chelsea's bed, and again, I'm a consistency girl, so that's what I expect, right? Because that's my personality. There's times I lay down on Chelsea's bed, and I'll stand up and I'll be like, okay, what did you put on me? And she's like, oh, well, I tried D-curl this time.
Yeah, that was last week.
Yep, that was last week.
She sat up and she was like, what are these? And I was like, they're D-curls.
She didn't say a word to me.
I didn't.
She just did it.
No, that is how I roll. If you like surprises, I don't do anything crazy without talking to my client first.
Yeah.
Because
So it's still
that
gonna look
would be-
beautiful,
Yeah.
but-
yes. But most of my clients, they know they're
Keeping it fresh.
keeping it fresh with me.
And then if you want on trend or hand fans, Naomi is your girl.
She's great. She's great.
She's fantastic.
That was it. When we were getting ready to hire someone, we were like, we can teach anybody to do lashes. We cannot teach people to be a person. And
yeah, we can't teach work ethic. We can't teach you to be personable and friendly and kind. Your parents needed to do that when you were a toddler. And Yeah, I mean, Naomi's fantastic, and she's so dedicated, dedicated. She's had a couple of really challenging clients since we've started.
Great personality, by the way.
Yes,
just really
she's
awesome.
fantastic. Yeah. And she puts blood, sweat, and tears into making these ladies happy. She's had a couple that are really, really challenging, and she goes home and will lash onto a tray at home to perfect the fan that this particular client is asking for. Yeah. That's how dedicated Naomi is. Yeah. She is absolutely the best hire we ever could have made. She is a fantastic addition to our team. We love her.
We do love her.
Awesome.
She's the bomb.
Yay. I did want to ask, because I don't know how it works. Like, are you able to still wear mascara when you have lashes
You're
on?
really, really discouraged from wearing mascara.
Okay.
And you shouldn't need it. If your lash artist has done their job, you shouldn't, you would want to go home and throw away your tube.
Okay.
Immediately.
Excellent.
We have a couple of clients who wear like bottom mascara, especially our really, really blonde clients where it's like, it looks like they don't have any lashes on the bottom at all without it. And so we do have clients who wear a little swipe of bottom mascara, and that's no big deal, but definitely never, ever, ever put mascara on extensions.
Nope.
Okay.
If you're going to wear mascara on your bottom lashes, you want to make sure that it's not waterproof. Because it does, like, waterproof mascara has nasty stuff in it, just in general. But if it gets on the extensions, it's so incredibly difficult to get off. And I mean, no matter how much you wash them, it's very difficult to get off. So I would just, most of the time we recommend to steer clear of like that type of makeup.
Wasn't aware of it, so that's glad that I asked.
Definitely oil-free.
We've had a client come in with waterproof mascara on her extensions before. She claims that we didn't tell her. Not sure.
It's all good.
But she came in with, and I removed every single one of her extensions, and I had to start completely over. Because you can't get it off. You have to completely remove the extension. Otherwise, she was going to have mascara like in her new adhesive, infection risk, all kinds of stuff. So, I mean, we had to start completely over. So definitely you want to ruin your extensions, go ahead and put waterproof mascara on them.
Interesting tidbit about why you shouldn't wear like makeup and stuff like that on your lashes, not just because we hate it, right? What happens when you wear mascara or like a cream, eyeshadow, or something that has like oil in it, like eyeliner, things like that, what happens is as we sweat throughout the day and things like that, all the like oils that build up on our skin moves your product down your eyelid and settles on your lash line. The back, like the debris and the bacteria and all of the other proteins and stuff that have hit your face throughout the day sit there and start to essentially eat away at the adhesive. And so what then happens is that you lose your lash extensions way faster than you should have. And now you've started a vicious cycle because you can't get it clean. I can't get them clean without removing them fully. And now you're in this process where your lashes aren't staying. It's because you're wearing mascara. It's because you're wearing eyeliner. It's because you're wearing eyeshadow that has oil and weird chemicals in it. And it is quite literally taking that adhesive and just like stripping it off of there.
Wow.
Which leads me into, you should wash your lashes every day. We do send everybody home with an aftercare kit. It has your lash wash. It has a brush for it. It has some spoolie brushes so that you can like brush your lashes after they've been washed, or if they're getting unruly after that like 2-week period. And it has a little card in it with all your do's and don'ts, reminders of what you should and should not put near and around your lashes.
Important. Yeah.
Very important. Yes, all the good stuff in there. It makes it really easy to protect your investment because, let's be real, lashes are an investment. And it's an investment in yourself, and you want to make sure that you're taking care of those things. And so we provide you with the tools to do that. It's very important to wash your lashes for lots of reasons. It makes them stay nicer and longer and beautiful. It also prevents you from that buildup down there on your lash line and can stave away any type of like infection you could potentially like give yourself by not washing your lashes.
Honest to goodness.
Right? Yep.
I want to ask about what was the amethyst thing on the. So like I came and I sat down and it was like it was like this orb mat and it was like so warm and comfortable.
Give her the business, Daphne.
This is
so
another
cool.
little plug for a local Livingston County business, Orb Life mats. And Erin's gonna kill me because I'm not gonna do them justice.
I know,
but they're a pulsating electromagnetic field mat, and they are filled with amethyst gemstones. So
there's other ones in there too, but amethyst is like the big kahuna in there.
I think it's tourmaline too.
Yeah, tourmaline and I can't remember the other
So
one.
they increase circulation. They can help relieve pain from arthritis. For the women listening out there, monthly cramps. It's like totally amazing for that. I love that mat for that. So it's just kind of like a way that we wanted to elevate our services, and we're all about businesses supporting businesses, right? So we bought local. So Orb Life mats. The woman who created Orb Life mats, I believe she has a partner too, but I actually don't know the partner personally. She owns Simply Skin here in downtown. Her name's Erin Halloran, and she's fantastic.
She is a delightful human being.
Yeah, she's an amazing woman, incredible businesswoman. But she created Orb Life mats. They have like additional products in their line, but these mats were just incredible. We loved them. We thought that it was a really great way to elevate our services and provide like a more holistic approach to what we do. So not only are you getting your lashes done and you're feeling beautiful, but we're offering you an opportunity to lay on a mat for an hour that's reducing inflammation, increasing blood flow, helping alleviate aches and pains from arthritis and cramps and
all the things that
muscle
ail
and joint
us.
pain.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we just thought it was a really great way to elevate our services. Lashes are a luxury service, and so you should feel luxurious when you're getting your lashes done. It shouldn't be an uncomfortable thing that you kind of like endure. Yeah. We wanted it to be something really, really comfortable and something to look forward to. So they're warm and comfortable, and then you're getting the health benefits of the pulsating electromagnetic field. It's just.
It's super cool. But I think one of my favorite ways to describe those mats is that the scientific part of it, right, is it basically sends in this like wave into your body and it recharges your like mitochondria and helps it like do all the things it's supposed to do properly. So people that have, like I have a lot of clients that have psoriatic and rheumatoid arthritis, right? And they love that mat. They love that mat because they get up off of that thing and they're like, I could run a mile.
Yeah.
It is astonishing what 30 minutes on that dang mat will do to you. It really, truly is. And like, you don't notice it at first, but after a couple times coming, you're like, dang, like it doesn't hurt when I sit up from this mat. And like because it increases circulation when you sit up, you're like, woo, it kind of makes you feel a little like woozy.
We do have to warn people to get up slowly because it really does increase blood circulation. Yeah. And then when you sit up, you do kind of do like a little woo head spin.
Yeah, just go there for a minute. Yeah. Yeah. That thing is the bomb. In fact, you can catch me laying on that bad boy if I don't have a client.
Lunch hours, yes, we lay on those mats during lunch.
Gotta do it. They're so great. I'm so glad you noticed that. I in my brain was like, we should talk about that, and
squirreled
on that one.
In general, just such a fantastic experience.
I'm
like so positive.
Glad. I love it.
When we opened Lash Levity, that was one of the things that we discussed was how do we elevate that? Because Chelsea and I did come from another lash salon that was local, and when we left, we went, okay, how do we go from being a salon that is budget minded to a salon that's luxury minded, that's really just about how to elevate this service and make it the absolute best experience that it can be, more than just come in, lay down, and leave with lashes. It's come and settle in.
Yeah. It's the experience,
yes,
right?
And create a whole experience for people. And I feel like we've accomplished that
I think we
really,
have.
really well. At Lash Levity, we have clients who came from the old salon to Lash Levity, and that's the feedback ultimately that we've gotten from them, is that we've really elevated the experience. And that was really what we were going for. We wanted people to feel really cared about and cared for. when they come in and get their lashes done.
Well, I can personally attest to it because it was just really, really wonderful. Yay. This has been so much fun to get a chance to really talk about all of this. And and I'm hung in there.
I'm learning a ton, because we don't realize. I know that you went in and you felt better and you looked better when you came out.
Yeah.
And I think that's a big part of it.
He did notice. Yes.
I did notice.
He was on the camp with our 13-year-old.
Yes. No.
I love it.
It's important as the husband to try to always notice all of those things, right? And to support and to understand that, that's important time, right?
It is.
And it's an important investment in yourself.
Yes, that's exactly what it is.
And to acknowledge that you may not always understand it, but support it, right?
Yeah.
Right.
My dad still doesn't think I have a real job. It's fine.
It's fine.
It's fine.
He's
he supports
so sweet.
me. But
He's
I
a
don't think that
sweetheart.
he even understands a lick of what I actually do for my job. And it doesn't matter because he loves me and supports me and he's proud of me no matter what.
Yeah.
But so as a man, you don't have to understand every bit of it. It's fine. We don't expect you to.
Yeah.
Just support it.
Just support it. I have clients who, they'll come in and they'll be like, my husband never notices anything, blah, 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 blah. It'll be like their first appointment. And I'm like, well, let me know what they say. Because what I find is that their husbands do notice. They just can't put their finger on what it is. But what they're noticing is not the lashes themselves.
Right,
They're noticing the confidence.
Yeah. Oh,
And
true.
yeah. They'll be like, my husband was just like, something's different about you and I can't put my finger on what it is and blah, 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 blah. And they'll be like, well, I got my lashes done today. And they'll be like, oh, that must be it. But really what it is they're tuning in to how happy their wife is and how good they feel about themselves. And I don't know about you guys. I'm probably assuming. But if I have something done and I feel great about myself, my fiance is like, continue to please do that all the time. Here is some cash for that.
Yeah.
Here you go.
Well,
You
and
do
so do you
that.
guys have gift cards? So for
We
any
do.
husbands that maybe a wife has talked about this, maybe this is a luxury service that the woman doesn't necessarily want to just go out and sign right up for.
Yeah.
What a special gift of something that she might not be, feeling comfortable to do herself.
There's nothing better
Happy
than
wife,
lash
happy life, right?
extensions as a gift. Yes. Yes, I agree. Yeah. Yeah. So we do provide gift certificates. We do have to purchase them in the salon. So pop on in. We're there most days. If you're just not sure if we're going to be there, give us a call. Shoot us a text, the number that's listed on our Google and all of that. You can actually text that number. You don't have to call. If you prefer to call, cool. Chances are we don't have a receptionist because it's just the three of us, but chances are we probably won't answer. Leave us a message. We'll call you back when we can, but a text will get answered faster than anything else.
Sounds great. And we will put all that in the show notes so that way.
And where are you guys located?
We are about 2 minutes from downtown Brighton on Grand River.
Downtown Howell, she means.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Yeah, sorry.
Yes.
My brain. We're in Brighton right now.
We're in Brighton right
Yes,
now.
we are. So, but no, right? Yeah,
Embarrassing.
I'm just going to stone's throw from downtown Hull there. Even some of the parades probably still go right by
Fantasy
you
is
guys.
shut down for the parades all the time.
What is it? Is it the Fantasy of Lights or what is it?
No, it was the homecoming parade this year. We got trapped at the
Oh
salon.
yeah. That was fun. But the Fantasy of Lights parade does come right past the salon, so we go there and do that. And it's super fun. It's fun to be a part of the downtown-y, even though we're off the beaten path of the downtown, even though it's Grand River and it goes right through.
We have the front window in the building, and so we go there with our families for Fantasy of Lights, and we watch out the window.
It's so fun.
It's so
and
great
warm.
to watch Fantasy of Lights when you're warm.
Yes,
That's true.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It's worth it. So, yeah.
So being part of the downtown is really such a great thing too. And you guys are a great business, and I can't wait to just spread the word and let everybody know that you're down there, you're out there, whether you've had lashes done or not before, or in my case, brows, brows lamination. It's great that you guys have options, and you're a wonderful business that people should go and check out.
We appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, no, thank you so much for coming on today.
Thank you for
I've
having
learned a
us.
lot, and it's I can see the enthusiasm is infectious. You both have an amazing personality, and I'm sure that everyone that comes into the salon and such feeds off of that.
Oh, thank you so
you.
much.
I do have to quickly correct myself in the beginning of the podcast. I think I said that we had opened in February of 2022. We opened in February of 2023. I apologize.
Yeah, okay. My brain's not as crazy as
No
it
worries.
No problem.
No worries. But it's still been 2 years.
Yeah.
We've been open
Yes.
almost 2 years exactly. We opened on February 22nd of 2023.
Yeah,
Wow.
that is 2
And
years,
in your
right?
defense, that 22 was showing up. It was just February 22nd.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's okay. It's all good. But we're so glad that you guys joined us today.
Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you. Yes, this was great.
So thank you so much for listening, and
Welcome to Livingston.